Right, so it's been like roughly a year since I last interviewed you because the last time we spoke was at Tech Fest. You had literally just been announced as the new vocalist. It was already
Yes,
like it was like literally you did the interview, then you went on stage. That was it.
I know. Yeah, so you caught like the nerves before
Yeah,
the show,
man.
and then you came at us with like, "Oh, do you want to try some like spicy stuff?"
That's right. No, you see, I've learned a lot since then. Vocalists got to watch their voices and stuff, you know. They got me doing
Spicy stuff
Carolina
ain't good.
Reapers and
Oh, you can't, mate. You can't. Maybe after the show, though. We did
yeah.
say that we might do that at some point soon.
So how's it been since then? Because like we've got to recap about the last year. Because like the last I saw you, you just slayed it at Tech Fest. That was a big gig, man. So
Thank
what
you very
happened
much.
after that?
So we pretty much put all of our focus into writing music. So we had like a few gigs. We played one in Helsinki, which was wild.
Nice.
That was my first like European show with the band. We played Tech Fest, the tech habilitation thing as well.
Oh
But
yeah.
like mainly we were just using the time to get together like a body of work and start working on like which singles are going to be next and
Mm.
the plan of attack really. So we've not really gigged too much, but we're
Mm.
we're ready to come back and build the momentum back up again.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's been a minute since Hyperdialect came out, but obviously that's to be expected with a lineup change and new material and Hacktivist material is mega technical as well. It takes a while to write those tunes, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does, man. James spends hours in the studio, man, just writing stuff. But he's always sending us ideas back and forth. And then of course we need to, with the lyrics, we need to make sure that it's hard hitting and we're talking about the right topics and also topics that we hadn't spoke about before.
Sure, right.
So we're really trying to work hard on this next release, man.
Mm.
So
And is this like because there's two of you writing lyrics, so like do you just like compare notes? You say like, we'll write about this, you go away, do your bit, you go away. Like, what's the or do you get together, write together? What's the
um
process?
we really bounce well off each other, like me and Jay writing lyrics. I mean, the rest of the guys like will give us little bits and bobs of things to like change things up. But me and Jay, like, will if he's written like a hook or he's got an idea for a song, 9 times out of 10, I agree with his opinion on
Mm.
it. And then I can be like, oh, it'll be cool if maybe we do a back and forth bit, or it'll be
Yeah,
cool.
right.
Maybe actually you do my lyrics, I do your lyrics. So
Mm.
we're really open to like each other's bars and stuff. And like this new release, Crooks and Criminals,
Mm.
that was actually the first song that I wrote entirely lyrically
Nice.
with the band. And Jay was just vibing with it. Jay can turn up in the studio and you can be like, bro, here's a sheet of lyrics, and he'll be like,
Mm.
say no more, man, I'm there. Like he'll
Yeah.
be saying it straight away. He's so quick to adapt. And the same with him. He'll come with me with a song and I'll be like, sick. Like
Yeah.
I'll just spit those bars. So
Well, that's
uh
great. You've got that relationship where there's no like ego, do my bit, do my bit. It's just what for the good of the song. Yeah.
whatever works, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And, it's like an hour and a half coach down to Milton Keynes for me. So like we
Mm.
do meet up probably every month, grab
Nice.
a Wagamamas, write some bars, uh,
Nice.
a few
So
beers, and that's good.
sounds good, man. Sounds good. So, Crooks and Criminals just like recently came out. It's a few weeks now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Loved it. It's definitely gone in hard with the like the grime influence on it, which I'm all for. Obviously,
Mm.
I make dance music as well as being a metal journalist, so you're in my ballpark. But yeah, I was really impressed with it, and I'm also impressed to like hear that you're responsible for the bars on that because like you came from your previous band was different stylistically. Now you like full on
Mm.
writing bars, man.
I know it's a crazy transition, right? But I used to probably the same as yourself. He was into
Mm,
like sort of dance music, but I used to listen to a lot of grime,
mm,
like growing up. I used to go to rap battles. I never performed at a rap battle, but
mm,
I'd always be there and supporting the local
mm,
scene for it. But like also band wise, like Linkin Park,
mm,
Korn, Limp Bizkit, all of these bands
mm,
growing up. So the influence was there. So I
mm,
think it's been a challenge, but it's been quite easy to step into.
mm,
Um, and now back and forth with Jay, I
mm.
feel confident in writing like
Cool.
grime bars on a metal track. It's
That's
yeah,
awesome. Well, you're learning from the best, aren't you? Like, seriously, if you're gonna have a
absolutely.
crash course, join Hacktivist. You know?
That's it, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool. I
So,
remember you saying from the last interview that you was into dance or
mm,
music before. It's good to
yeah,
know.
I'm just
Yeah.
about to get on my release schedule, but this isn't like about me. So anyway, um, yeah, yeah. So, like, obviously, you know, getting into such a well-established act as Hacktivist, who made such a splash when they first hit the scene, man. You couldn't move for Hacktivist stuff when they first hit the scene, you know. And since have still got that like really hardcore following because it's such a unique band. So, how did it feel like joining such an established act? Like, you know, whether it's already a thing. You know, you don't have to build this from the ground up. It's a thing. Now you got to build a new version of it.
Exactly. Like I've got to make sure that I come correct for the fans because I know they've got like almost like a cult following from
Mm,
back in the day. I think I wanted to bring something a little bit different to it as
mm,
far as like aggressive vocals go because
mm,
I feel like naturally we've kind of evolved because the music was getting slightly heavier. And then like as the vocalists have changed, like from Ben to Jot to me, like
mm,
Jot was starting with a few more screams and a bit
mm.
more of the like fast paced, like like Attila style
Yeah,
heavy rappy screamy vocals.
yeah.
And like now because I've got experience for probably 10, 11 years in a metalcore band,
Mm,
I can bring like full on screams to it. So like
mm,
that's a good thing about Crooks and Criminals is like there's super heavy bits in it.
mm,
It's just a wild one live, man.
mm. Oh yeah, I
Wild.
can see it doing damage. I mean, it's got that kind of grime influenced keyboard hook on it as well, which I'm all for. You know, I was
Yeah.
writing a beat like that just the other day because I love it because it sounds so bloody British. Like it's just such a British sound. You wouldn't hear that coming out of America. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just fabulous.
Yeah, exactly.
Grime makes me. Grime's about the only thing that makes me feel patriotic. But I'm really glad that came out of our country. The
Yeah, for sure,
rest of
man.
it can. But
Yeah, I'm not a fan of drill music to be honest. That's like
no,
the new grime. Like,
it's a
uh,
step too far for me. That
it
yeah,
is for me. Yeah, it's like the UK mumble rap.
yeah, yeah, right, yeah, yeah, and I'm like I'm over auto tune, man.
Give me Dizzy Rascal, DWE any
There
day.
we are. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. The real. So right. So is the album done? Is it written? Is it in the back?
We've definitely got a hockey stick's fallen over.
Sorry.
We've definitely got a body of work. We're
Mm,
just kind of like fine tuning and just working out which songs blend together into
absolutely.
a release. For now, because we want to stay consistent, like I know Hacktivist in previous years has gone quite some time between
Mm,
releases. So what we want to do now is just come back all at once and release
mm.
singles like every month, every 2 months,
That's
whatever it
awesome,
ends up
man.
being. So we've got like 3 or 4 in the pipeline of just singles, and then
Oh, cool.
because we've got that ready to go, from now until like the middle of the year towards the end of the year, we'll be planning the actual like
Mm,
release of the album or whatever it ends up being. It might not be an album, it could be an
mm.
EP, it could be 2 EPs,
Yeah, man.
whatever's going to work, man.
Well,
Um,
this is the same conversation I think a lot of bands are having these days. The way you release music has changed, you know, because
yeah,
it's the emphasis being on singles a lot more because the listeners changed, you know. So like,
exactly.
you can do that where you drip feed the singles, and I think it's a bit more exciting for that sometimes, you know.
Yeah, and you used to have to kind of like rely on like magazines picking you up or radio stations picking you up, but now it's the complete opposite. Like I know that these magazines, radio stations still exist. It's really cool to get on them. I think
Mm,
Kerrang actually listed us in their top singles on their
mm.
release chart, which was pretty wicked.
Yeah, man.
Uh, but now every band has got a budget behind them. Every band is marketing. So I feel like there is competition
Mm,
and you have to stay consistent because the fans want releases like
yeah.
so yeah, a lot of people bands like Holden Absence as an example,
Mm.
they'll release, but they'll do a single a month until it turns into an EP or an album or whatever else. So I
Yeah.
think we're choosing the same strategy
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
moment.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
for my act as well, we're doing exactly the same starting next month. We're just going to be releasing singles. I've gone and talked about my act again, right? But yes, it does seem like the way people consume music is changing, the way bands can market themselves changing. So you can have like something like Ren, who like it's just fully like his own thing and released. You know, I mean, I
Yeah,
know
he's crazy good.
yeah, he was on Sony. He's in the anomaly because he was on Sony for a bit, and then they dropped him. And then he just went and did better on his own. So this is sending warning shots out to the labels out there. It's just like, hang on, you know, careful. They could
Yeah.
beat you at your
We're,
own
we're
game and make more
we're
money.
completely at the moment we're self-released. We haven't got a label behind us at the moment, so
Mm,
everything we're doing is in-house and it's organic. And
mm,
I like that. I mean,
mm.
labels do offer a lot of support, and we're
Absolutely.
open to that in the future. But for now, we're just having fun, man.
Absolutely. I think if you could get a good PR behind you, that's half the battle these days. Because yeah, it's because you could just put the music out there. So we'd not talk about pressing plants and stuff like that unless
Yeah,
you're going to do vinyl and stuff. So with that being more media friendly, then it's like you need the label for promotion. Now the promotion is the side that you know you can't do as a band really because you ain't got the time. So
yeah. Well, actually, we're quite lucky because I work for a PR and marketing agency.
there you
So we're
go.
we're doing everything in house with Six Set Media, and
Cool.
so it gives me the opportunity to like I can push it in the way that I want to push it,
Mm,
um, and the rest of the lads are behind that as well. So
sure,
it's
sure.
going
Yeah,
well, man.
I'm finding that a lot with their bands, especially like the sort of bands that I interview and whatnot, is they've all got like day jobs also in the industry. So I know a few that are like tour managers, you know, guitar techs,
Yeah.
stuff like that. They just stay on the road. Yeah, it's a lot of
It's
that.
amazing. It is amazing. I mean, I'm slightly different, so I have got that side. I'm also a Pokemon dealer.
Right. That sounds so shady, man.
Just kind of like in a dark in an alleyway like this. I've got
So,
but yeah, man, I started off as a collector and now I deal Pokemon.
hey, man,
And
there's money in those things.
there's a lot of money in those things, yeah,
Yeah,
and it's
man.
enjoyable because I get to relive my childhood. So
Yeah, absolutely. I was just saying to a friend of mine the other day when I moved to Bergen in Norway, Pokemon Go had just started being a thing, and no one had told me. So I'm like, what are all these crowds of people doing? Just like walking across the city, just like looking excited on their phones. Just passed me
like
by, man.
like zombies, just like
Yeah.
this.
I was like, what
Yeah,
has happened?
it's wild, man. But no, I do enjoy. Like, I'm always going to have a passion for music, and
Mm,
Hacktivist is definitely the right place for me.
mm. You seem to have fit in like really quick. You know what I mean? Because it was like
Yeah.
when you went on and did that first gig, like because I was aware this was your first gig, some of the audience wouldn't have been, but you just like you look like you've been there the whole time. Like it was no biggie. Like you straight in and just like confident. You know, I think that was brilliant.
Yeah, I put a lot of work into the actual live performance, and
Mm,
just with the lads we've got such a good connection,
mm,
such good friendship, so like it felt natural. And after that show at Tech Fest,
mm.
lads were just like, it felt on stage like you'd been there forever,
That's right, and
because
it came across at the front of the stage, man. Yeah.
yeah, I just feel it. I like if I feel sort of like the energy on stage, I get that back from the crowd.
Mm,
It's such a buzz. It's like a drug
mm.
to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I crave it, and when I go for it, I go for it. And like
Mm,
people often say, like you're always smiling, which is
mm.
weird for a metal vocalist.
Yeah.
Like so you're always on stage, and they say when I see you smile, it makes us smile, it makes us buzz off it, and I love that, man. So
Yeah,
I
man.
know, I know we have to be super serious in parts, uh, but I don't like to adopt like the generic. You've got to be super serious and
Mm.
angry and write stuff about the devil and
Yeah,
there's room
man.
there's room for a bit of fun in Hacktivist,
Mm.
and
Well,
I'm all about it.
I could say as when I'm doing photography as well, when I'm photographing the bands, if the bands look like they're having a great time, your photos come out really, really well because it's good to have a smile in there once in a while, you know. I was talking
Exactly, man.
I was talking to Sam from Employed to Serve about literally the same thing only last week, and like just saying, yeah, okay, serious subject matter. There is serious subject matter there, but at the end of the day, going to a metal show is a laugh. It's meant to be good
Yeah,
fun. You've been working all week, you let loose and have a good time. And
yeah,
yeah, that
exactly. You want to be jumping about, mosh pits, wall of death, like crowd
all that.
surfing, and yeah, you don't just kind of. I get it's different for people of maybe of different ages or like. Because I do like to go to a gig and stand at the back with a pint. That is my vibe now, going
Mm.
into my 30s. But like you'll get kids at the front that are like 18 going wild.
Yeah.
So there's different vibes, and whatever people want to do, like it's cool.
Yeah.
So
There's a third phase there. You go into your 40s, you become a journalist. And
is
then you
that your
stand at the
vibe, man?
back with a notepad.
Yeah. Well, listen, I expect to see you in the mosh pit. There's no excuses. Next,
Well,
I need
yeah,
to.
yeah, I'll be in the photo pit. How's that?
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll
There we go.
take
There we go. So,
it.
is there touring plans coming up this year? Festivals? Oh, you're doing Mangata, aren't you? I know that.
Yeah, so 13th of July, we're doing
Mm,
Mangart Festival, which is quite special because it's
mm.
in Nottingham. And Hacktivist hasn't played Nottingham since 2017.
Yeah.
And it's also my hometown. It's where I'm from.
Oh, right.
So it's a bucket list thing for me to headline Rescue Room stage.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
anyone that wants to come down, it's our only gig for now. So it's going to be a big one. I'm going to put a
Mm,
lot into it. But as far as touring plans go, we've had some discussions, some
mm.
offers of certain things to get on towards the end of the year.
Sweet.
I think the focus, as I said to you before, mate,
Mm.
is just get the releases out first and then
Absolutely.
see what happens off the back of that.
Absolutely. Stamp out the new tune so everyone knows what they got to mosh to this year. So, yeah.
Definitely, man.
That's brilliant, mate. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that it's all working out so well. I mean, I knew it would be because you can't fake that chemistry. But when I saw that chemistry, I was like, yeah, yeah, that's it. That's meant to happen. That.
Activist is a vibe, man. It's a
Yeah,
vibe.
man. That's
So,
awesome, man. Well, anyone you want to shout out before we sign off? Anybody catching your eye at the moment? Who are you listening to at the moment?
so as far as like up and coming bands, there's two bands that come to mind. There's a band called In Retrospect, which are actually from Leeds.
Oh yeah.
So they're like a new metal type vibe. We recently did a feature for them as well on their new track. So
Cool.
shout outs to those guys.
Right.
They're absolutely killing it. And then there's a band called Waterlines as well.
Ah, Waterlights. Yeah, well, I've interviewed those guys. They're good lads. Yeah.
Yeah,
They've
yeah, they're
done
real.
they did the remix of that dance track recently. They did a metalcore version of it. I can't remember.
Which
Because
one
they
is it?
never ever
Pretty,
be alone. That one.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
pretty green eyes or
That's
something. Yeah,
it.
yeah,
That's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah.
yeah,
I interviewed them at Boom. Yeah, just on this last season actually. Great bunch of lads. Really good fun.
yeah. They're sound, man. I met them when my old band Borders played Download Festival. They was on the same stage.
Right.
I made really good friends with the vocalist, and
Hmm.
yeah, he's literally coming to my wedding. Like he's a good mate.
Yeah, he's a good
Uh,
lad.
so yeah, we was just running around like kids at Download Festival, man. We ended up getting in the main stage part.
Oh
Obviously,
yeah.
we were on like a really small stage, but we were like chilling main stage, and all these like celebrities walking past us, and that we were like, Jesus Christ, this is insane.
Yeah, man.
You said earlier about like adapting to like you know being in an established band and stuff. I'm
Hmm.
still like a massive fan of like other bands, and I don't think that will
Yeah.
stop.
Oh, I
It,
think that's so important, man. I think you got
yeah,
to be fan first. And
yeah,
I think that's important for any like journalist, musician, video maker, whatever. You've got to think as a fan, what would I want to hear? What would I want to see? What would make me excited?
mm,
And yeah, I mean, you would have thought after 30 years in the music industry, I'd be jaded, but I'm not. I still get starstruck and I long may it continue. You know what I mean? I think you've got to stay a little kid at heart, really. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. I think staying humble, staying kind to people,
Mm,
like appreciative of the fans, not getting like the stereotypical rock star persona.
mm.
You know what I mean? Like if I go to shows, I love speaking to people.
Yeah, man.
Um, I think stay true to your roots. Like that's
Mm.
the main thing for me. Yeah, loving it, man.
I've got to say though, man. I mean, for all the rep musicians I've yet to meet one with an ego. Actually, after like a couple of years of doing this, everyone's been sound. So long may it continue.
Yeah, I must be honest. I know it exists. But I've been blessed by touring with some very lovely musicians,
Mm.
and I hope that continues.
Well, the good thing about the British scene is everyone knows each other. We're all mates already, you know.
That is true, man. That is true. Bonding over the £10 rider with the ham and bread sandwiches and
Oh yeah,
crisps.
yeah, yeah,
Different to
yeah, yeah.
Europe. Different to Europe. Like, you get
Definitely.
like a 4-star fine dining in Europe, no matter where you go.
Yeah.
So
See,
yeah.
I built a whole journalist thing about that because give them good food, you get good interviews. You see?
I still need to try your chili sauce, man.
Oh man, I've got a new one coming out. There's a
You got
new
a new
one.
one?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I work with Chili of the Valley on sauces for bands. So if you ever want a Hacktivist sauce, hit me up.
Yeah,
But
yeah, we'll let you know, man.
I've just said that to Bert.
It'd be fun. I've seen you've done some interviews and obviously given people the
Yeah,
spicy sauce. I'd be interested to do that. We'll
yeah.
just have to try and plan it where it's like after the show.
Well, you
Like,
see, if you play the Key Club in Leeds, our shop is next door to it. It's literally you come out of the Key Club and we're
okay,
there. Chili Shop Leeds. Yeah, we're right next
right.
to it. So, so there you go. You got a date.
So we can pop in. Yeah, that sounds
Yes.
good.
All right, bro. So, busy year ahead. It sounds like I'm looking forward to hearing these other singles because that last one was banger. Thank you
Thank
so
you, my
so
dude.
much for joining us, man.
I appreciate it. It's been good. It's been good chatting, man.
All right, take care, my man.
Take care. See you in
See
a
you
bit, man.
now. Bye.